very, very fun, let's see, for us so far here. I don't know if we're live yet. Let me know if we are, ladies and gentlemen. It's been fun. It has been a very, very fun day here for us so far. We have a lot to talk about today, though, especially as we head into tomorrow. We have a very, very big event tomorrow. We've got to talk about some of your favorite names: Palantir, Sofi, HIMS, Nvdia, AMD. We've got a couple of other ones that we need to discuss here as well. We'll probably talk a little bit about NEO, any other stocks that you guys want to talk about. Again, but ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another day. It is that time of day again. Say good morning to somebody in the live chat if you guys would like to say good morning to me. Would love to receive some good mornings over here. If you guys are new to the group, new to the stream, let me know. Again, though, as you guys are filtering in here, make sure you guys are hitting that like button on the way in. Costs you nothing to do it, but it helps me out a whole lot. Spreading these streams out to some more people. Let's see, no slackers on the like button today. You guys did a great job yesterday. First public live stream back in a while. Usually we just do, Fridays and Powell. But now we're back. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see who we've got in here. Oh, some big slackers on the like button. Novo's looking really good here. The first thing that I want to talk about with you guys, again, is Micron. So everybody in the group here, congratulations, man. I mean, these are the types of trades that we're waiting for. You guys saw it on Twitter. What was it, 250% that I was able to get out of this one at open. Gapped over our first target, ran up and hit the second target almost instantly there. So was able to trim again after it hit day low, sold the rest of the position. That was absolutely amazing there. We've got a lot of other awesome setups here coming in as well. Market's looking pretty interesting here. So we'll see what happens next. But just to let you guys know, again, this is the last month that you guys are going to be able to get 50% off your first 2 months to the private trading and investing community. Again, you get both full-length courses, the private daily live streams at Market Open, the pre-market plans, the full watch list of stocks and cryptos that are about to explode before they do, macro research reports, single stock research reports, weekly market reports there, guys. Again, it's very, very highly reviewed for a reason. And after this month, it's going to be waitlist only. You're not going to be able to hop in just whenever you want. So if you guys want to hop in there with us, make sure you guys take advantage of that. But let's see, ladies and gentlemen. MSTY. Yeah, that's an interesting one. See, we did talk about that one this morning too. We can talk a little bit about the MicroStrategy, the way that they pay their dividend. We talked about that in the morning stream with you guys. Yeah, market's being a little volatile here, so we'll see what happens. But let's first start talking a little bit about the broad market here. What happened this morning? Again, China's Xi held a phone call with Trump at the latter's request. So Trump requested a phone call with Xi. Markets initially reacted very positively to that, then got sold off a little bit here. Again, there is something that the market is waiting for, which we're going to cover in a second here. Then, what else do we have? Jobs report came out. Initial claims, which is people filing for unemployment benefits from their state for the first time, were a little bit higher than expected. Continuing claims were a little bit lower. But again, I think the market's really going to be looking at that ADP data that we received. I think it was yesterday, wasn't it? Yesterday was ADP. And then also what we're going to get tomorrow, which is non-farm payrolls. Now, there's something very interesting happening in the market right now, where you are starting to see rate cut expectations moving up a little bit, which let's take a look at these going into the end of the year. Remember, we shifted recently a little bit. It shifted back a little here. Oh no, this is getting interesting. So a week ago, we had a 25.6% probability here of 3 rate cuts throughout the entirety of 2025. Yesterday, that jumped up to 31.9%, and now we're jumping up to 35%, and that's getting taken away from the projections for 2 rate cuts. Now, tomorrow, when we go into non-farm payrolls, which is the big event for this week, we're going to get the unemployment rate, we're going to see average hourly earnings, and we're going to get a lot better of an insight into the labor market. What the market could easily do tomorrow, and let's go through a couple of these different scenarios for how big this could potentially be. We did see that negative reaction on that ADP employment report on, I'm pretty sure it was yesterday, wasn't it? Yeah, it was yesterday. Now, one of the reasons why you saw this, or no, that was ISM services. I think ADP was a different day. I'm getting the days mixed up here, but we did see that ADP report and then ISM. So it did show hiring significantly slowing down. And then you also saw in ISM, the prices paid going up. Now, a lot of these economists right now in the Fed, and something that we've talked about a lot, are very, very worried about inflation starting to move back to the upside, which all of this year, what have we said? That's most likely not going to happen. And even if it does, it's going to be very small and it's not going to last for very long. So when you see that data come out and you see unemployment, let's just say this happens, unemployment start to move up, well, the market can initially freak out and start just talking about stagflation because, again, if you have unemployment going up and everybody's just assuming inflation will move up, well, unemployment going up could also lead to slower growth, which then leads us into that stagflation narrative that everybody's talking about. But for me personally, I don't think it's a smart thing to do here to just assume that inflation is going to start roaring back to the upside when we really haven't seen any signs of that happening yet. If it starts to happen, sure, we can easily start to look at, okay, this is what we could start to look at moving forward. But I think it's very silly to say, oh, just because the textbook tells us that tariffs are going to lead to prices going up, that's just what we should assume in the market. Because again, you can't just look at a situation in reality and then look at it from the perspective of all other things being held equal, because again, all other things are not ever being held equal here. Things are changing constantly, and there's a lot more different factors that we have to worry about. So I would say be careful into tomorrow. I think if we do see a negative reaction on non-farm payrolls, if the unemployment rate is a little bit higher or payrolls are a little bit lower, I think that does end up getting bought back up because the growth projections right now, again, from the Atlanta Fed for Q2 are still very high. We are not seeing those that big move up in inflation that everybody is kind of been forecasting yet. I mean, it's really just been doing the opposite, moving to the downside here. So I do think that it could easily end up getting bought back up. And again, yields, we did see that move down to the 200. We did talk about that yesterday. Yields starting to move down to that 200 EMA there, which is a good sign. They came down this morning. They bounced back up. So it's going to need to take a lot for people to start coming back into the bond market there. But there's a lot of different factors here, and tomorrow is very big. So you guys have any questions about what we're covering here, just let me know. And again, make sure you guys are hitting that like button on the way in here. Costs you nothing to do it. Helps me out a whole lot, spreading these streams out. Twilio's looking good. Novo looking great here, though. Looking phenomenal here. Datadog for you guys is looking good. I'm out of Micron now, but that was an absolutely epic trade. I don't have to do anything else for a very significant period of time now. Why would we? You guys know the deal. Less trades, more profits. Just go in, nail your trades, and then just sit back and relax for more epic setups there. So let's talk a little bit about Palantir here too. It is forming a pretty bullish setup here at the highs. Now, they also had some positive news today. CD Data Embedded Business Unit announces extended relationship with Palantir to power enhanced data connectivity in Foundry. So that is positive as well. And then you also have Palantir partnering with Bolt Financial to offer payment process enhanced by AI, providing consumers with a personalized checkout experience. Now, the one thing that we have to worry about with Palantir here, again, is something that we were referencing in a video this week, and it's kind of overall sentiment in the United States towards this company. It doesn't mean that their revenues are going to get affected. I mean, it's possible, but if they were to see an effect like that, I think it'd be very muted. But bad press is not bullish. So that's something that we have to be a little careful about. And Alex Karp is actually probably on CNBC right now, talking about this situation with this new partnership with the government in this new database that a lot of people on the internet are worried about. Guys, the amount of TikToks that I saw yesterday talking about this new surveillance platform was a lot. And again, people this is what I want everybody to realize too, is they might be wrong, these people on TikTok and these talking heads talking about the fact that Palantir is going to collect your data and all of those things, because again, they have pretty strong security protocols. I think what people didn't like about it is they said they're not unlawfully collecting their data, so they're doing it lawfully, which, again, so many different companies do that. But it almost doesn't matter because public perception is a real thing. So that is something that I would be worried about, especially with a stock that is as extended as it is in terms of its current valuation, in the multiple that it's trading at in the market right now. I think it's very, very stretched, and I think you do have to be careful with it. Novo, though, whoo! Guys, again, this is my newest trade that I've outlined for the Discord community, just ripping. Not trade, like long-term investment. I own this one at 62.50. Have a bunch of leaps on this one too. Those leaps actually might be up like 80 something percent now. 79. Pretty close. Pretty close here. So, yeah, and then let's take a look at HIMS, see how this one's looking today. Again, I'm not a fan of this chart here at all. I think this one definitely needs to pull back to some of these lower levels here. But again, that is, I would say, healthy. I think there's going to be a lot of people out there that are, again, I see this a lot on Twitter. They're like, oh, the short interest, this, that, the other thing. And it's like, stop. Just stop. The company is in a really good spot. It is a very, very volatile name that is going to be whipped around by the market. Right now, like I've said before, I'll say it again, this is not the time to buy this one, especially if I was outlining this one to all of the people in the community at like 30 to 31. Like if I like it down here, I like it a lot less up here, especially with the way the chart looks right now. Sofi, I believe, had a decent debt. Yeah, Sofi is looking really good here. This is, again, another one. I own this one at 655. Trading at 14 is very solid. I like that. I think this one's going to be a big winner over the medium to long term here. I do, though, think it's going to take some time to play out and get the love from the market that it deserves. But, again, it's fine with me. I'm fine with waiting. I have nothing to do. I'll just wait around for it. But let's see here. Yeah, keep smacking it. Again, guys, we're going to be doing these lives every single day here. Oh, DG. What are these up? 750%. Oh my God. You guys in community gains are ripping there. Good for you guys. I mean, I nailed Micron pretty good. It did come through the low. It is back above 1.07. That's fine. Market's getting a little action here too. What was this? This might be some comments on the China talks. China's Xi. Trump is welcome to visit China again. Important to dispel disruptions to China-U.S. relations. So that's kind of what we were saying in the morning stream, that a lot of positive news can come out with this. Yeah, we're ripping now. Here we go. Anybody grab Twilio? Anybody in the Discord grab Twilio? Oh, PayPal started moving there too. I think Nova caught a little bid there as well. Yep. So next spot on Novo, anybody that's been paying attention to this one, again, is going to be right around 73.80. I want to see how it reacts here. If it gets through there, I mean, you've got almost a straight shot up to 77.75, which would be epic. RKT, let's take a look at RKT. Yeah, RKT is kind of a rate trade. Where is this thing now? 13. Yeah, I mean, this thing's been very volatile. I did outline this one for you guys down in here at 11. These two areas were when I purchased it before, and I think I sold it. I sold it somewhere. And then you guys, again, had that take profit area at 15, which was really good. It looks good. I mean, this is a rate trade. And again, like we were discussing yesterday, I'm not really all that jazzed up about making taking positions based on changes in interest rates right now, because the methodology that I use for it to really bottom and top tick the bond market, the signs and signals that I need to see aren't really triggering right now. And what I mean by that is that you're not seeing an overcooking of expectations. You saw it all year long in 2024, and it was really easy to spot. Low-hanging fruit, super easy to see. And we were able to nail it back and forth the entire time. This right now, the expectations out of the market are right now 2 to 3 rate cuts this year. That's right in line with what we were looking for. Like, that makes sense. When the bond market starts to price in things that don't make sense, that's when we can start to make money. So it's when they start pricing in, like, the probabilities go from like 2 rate cuts to 7. That's when you start looking at the bond market. Or it goes from like 7 all the way back down to 0, or maybe a hike. That's usually when I start to look really closely into the bond market, and that's not really happening right now. Twilio's looking really good. All of you guys that are in Datadog, I mean, I think this one's ripping for. Yeah, dude, this is just perfect. Perfect setup there. Good for you guys that are in that one. Market seeing a little volatility here with this new China news. It's not really anything crazy. Oh, I'm having a good day today. Woo! Affirm. Let's take a look at Affirm. Affirm could definitely, it's probably up today with PayPal, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, bullish looking chart here, looks good. Not really anything on the chart right now that I would want to trade. If you look at PayPal here, PayPal looks a little bit better. We were talking about this one this morning. This would be a good one for longer dated positions. I mean, it's a good chart. It's just, again, not perfect. And what I do in the market, guys, is I'm always looking for perfect. Why is Sofi up 30%? Let me look. I mean, I believe... They get some positive news. I mean, SoFi is just pretty volatile anyway. I don't really see any big news on it. I think it's just moving around. I think that's it. Amazon took off. Yeah, well, Amazon, again, was one that we were looking at there. The problem was it gapped above the level. So when you gap above the level there, you have no spot to really put your risk. So... that's why, again, like the thing that we talk about all the time is that when we're in positions and we see gap ups, a lot of like big gap ups, a lot of the time we're selling them. Like Micron today is a great example of this. You gap up over the level that we were looking to take profits at. The market's giving us a little bit of a gift here. Able to sell, I think I sold half of the position for 230% or something. Then it ran up to here, sold a little bit more. At this next area that we're looking at here, and then once it took out day low, I sold the rest of it for like 170%. Fine by me. Fine by me. I'll take that money all day long. Guys, once you see how easy it is to do this in the market, you're gonna be like, why would I do anything else? Yeah, Twilio's looking good here too. Added this one today. Yeah, we're looking really good today. Really good. I already talked about Palantir, but I can do a little quick rundown for you guys too. Again, this is, I mean, from a trading perspective, if you give this like 3 or 4 more days, I would actually be interested in this one. It's just like, this is not one that you buy here, and it's not one that you short. Again, this is one that I gave to everybody at 15. So just sit back, look at your gains. We're almost up 1,000% on it. The valuation is just too stretched, but that doesn't mean that the market can't take it higher. So I would trade this one. I would look to trade it, but I would not look to do anything new on this. Get those likes up. Thank you, David. I appreciate that. Yeah, guys, keep smacking that like button on the way in. We're almost halfway there to 50. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. So, again, any questions on macro that you guys have, let me know. Any questions on individual names, let me know. We'll be covering those here. Overall, though, great day for the group. As usual, man. I mean, again, I said it at the beginning of the stream. If you guys want to hop in, get 50% off your first 2 months. That sale is going until the end of the month, but after this month, the group will be waitlist only. You won't be able to get in. Again, just, you can do it now or you can not hop in. That's fine. You guys see the results all the time. But let's see. What are you? Yeah, this is a great start to the move here on Twilio. You do have to be careful with NFP tomorrow, though. Like, you really do have to be careful because the reaction off of it is probably going to be pretty big, up or down. So let's see what else we have here on the feed. Should no longer be any questions respecting the complexity of rare earth products. Trump call lasted approximately 1.5 hours and resulted in very positive conclusion for both countries. So when we're talking about the market here, guys, this right now, like we talked about this morning, the market doesn't really have a reason right now to have the buyers come back in aggressively. Like, what is the reason? We need new information and new narratives out of this market in order for the market to start trading higher, which we don't have yet. If we have more concrete developments with this China trade deal, then sure. Then the market can easily head higher here and view that very positively. But until then, the market's just going to keep doing what it's doing, chopping around, being like really just hanging out in this range, and being worried about those inflationary risks to the upside, which in my mind, in my opinion, I really think are quite stupid. Since consumer sentiment is low, can we see a bounce in airlines and cruise lines into the next year? You could, but the problem is, Garrett, here is that the consumer sentiment is not matching consumer spending. Retail sales, again, we talked about that a lot in the videos. Retail sales have maintained their elevated levels there. You did see a little bit of a move down in consumer spending on the last reading, but not anything significant. So even though consumers have very low confidence in the economic situation moving forward, it's not changing their purchasing behaviors, which is really the most important part. It's because people are going to look at consumer sentiment and then say, oh, if sentiment's low, they're just not going to spend money. But that's not actually what's happening, you know? So, but some of the cruise lines actually do look good. Like CCL was looking good. How's that doing today? Oh, wow, there it is. So this was a trade that I actually outlined for everybody this week on the breakout of 2366. I ended up cutting this one yesterday because it's just, again, if things aren't really going to look perfect and go in my direction right away, I usually cut them right around break even and just wait for another positive setup. But this one looks really good. So that first take profit area for anybody that's in these, 2456. So good for you guys. Again, you guys in the group are crushing. Somebody's up, what, 700% on the DG post earnings right now? Just epic moves. Epic moves. So you could start to see cracks in consumer sentiment, Garrett, but you're not really seeing like anything that I would be worried about right now, which is probably why as consumer sentiment starts to come back up here, which it is bottoming. Sentiment's bottoming, confidence moved up actually. And what they're going to look at is, okay, well, if consumer sentiment is this low and they're still spending money, what happens when consumer sentiment moves up? Well, they might spend even more money. And again, if you think about where most of GDP growth comes from, it is consumer spending. So Micron, I mean, probably could have held it there. We did talk about this in the morning stream that I could have just let the rest of the position ride for zero or hero and it would not have changed anything. But I was like, you know, I'll take the gains at 170% on the rest of them. That's perfectly fine with me. We got Novo looking good. We've got Twilio looking really good here. I know a lot of you guys are in Datadog here too. Great work on this so far. Awesome, guys. Just absolutely crushing it. Yeah, what is it actually? 746% on DG. That's epic. That's epic, man. Congratulations, everybody. That's what the group is all about. Making sure that you guys have the tools that you need to have long-term success. The YouTube video today will be very interesting too. So again, make sure you guys have notifications turned on for YouTube. If you're not subscribed, I mean, I don't think you can talk in the live chat. Can you? No, you can't. So make sure you're subscribed. We're all right. Dude, this thing, it just looks like a monster. Oh, it got so close there. So you did sneak up to that. Yeah, what did it hit? 73.65 on Novo. Bank of America stays bearish on US dollar despite short-term risks. That's interesting. So the dollar moving down like this, guys, so this is going to be a good learning lesson for everybody. The dollar moving down like this, what a lot of people are going to interpret this as is bullish for equities. Now, is it? Well, it might be. I mean, we've seen the dollar make a pretty sustained move down, but you've seen a lot of market volatility. So what is this move in the dollar actually telling us? Because people will say, oh, weaker dollar, the purchasing power of the dollar might be lower and equities should go up. Great. That's what the textbook will tell you. And this is where it comes in, where it's like when I talk about the Fed and saying that they're saying like, oh, inflation's going to move back up. And when I say like, oh, they're just looking at what the textbook's telling them. Again, context is key. What actually was happening in the first quarter of 2025 and also what is still happening right now? Well, there's been a big flight out of US assets, which means that there's lower demand for dollars versus other currencies. Dixie, the dollar index here, is basing its value with so it's an index that's showing you what the dollar is worth versus a basket of, I believe, 6 other currencies. It's like the yen, the pound, the euro. I think there's a couple others in there. So when you see the dollar move down here like this, again, context is key because dollar moving down can be bullish for equities, but not always. And this is where understanding the context of the market comes in very, very, very handy. So you've seen a flight out of US assets, selling bonds, selling equities, and you still have not seen all of that money starting to come back in. What Bank of America is effectively saying here is that that can continue because there's a lot of volatility with these trade talks, this new this new tax bill, the big beautiful bill, is going to significantly increase the debt load of the United States, which can then, again, increase our interest payments. And then we have the downgrade. But again, what the market should really be focusing in on is the ability of the United States to generate revenues. So again, that's what this is showing us. It's not just like, oh, dollar down, equities up. If the dollar were to move up here, it would actually be bullish for equities because it's showing that there's more demand for US assets. So at some point, that is going to happen. Because what the global market is going to start to realize again is TINA. There is no alternative. Like if you have the ability to invest in US assets, businesses, US treasuries, or foreign assets, what are you going to choose? Well, everybody's probably going to continue to choose US assets. But this year, since we've seen that flight out of the US, you do see foreign markets outperforming US markets this year. Yeah, Sofi looks great here. Sofi looks really good. I'm loving this today. My shares at 655 are cruising, up 5%, having a good time. Yeah, I mean, again, looking at this year, just like probabilities, this move here without this big green candle, that's not a very bullish setup. But again, it's just kind of chopping around in a range after earnings, but still looks great. Twilio still looks good. Novo looks great. Market's starting to move up here. I mean, if Twilio starts moving here, guys, this could be another really epic trade for us this week. This is the other thing too, though, guys. When we talk about things on the stream here, if you guys aren't in the community, you haven't gone through the courses, you don't know how to execute them, do not touch them. Every single time you take a trade, you have to know the exact reasons why you're entering, where and why you're exiting, and how you're going to manage the trade when you're in it. It's very, very, very important. Because if you don't have that, you're just gambling. And that's not what we're here to do. Datadog looking great. Where's Neo today? How's that looking? Back down. Yeah. We'll see with this one. I mean, this is one that needs to execute, and they have not shown that they are really going to. So we'll see. You're up 120% on Novo. Nice. Yeah, you must have some shorter dated contracts than I do. I have January's, and they are up, I'll tell you right now, 79%. Those are looking really good. So, and again, as you guys are coming in here, we have a lot of slackers on the like button this morning. A lot of slackers. And then, yeah, any other tickers you guys want to look for, let me know. That's what I'm here for. Any questions that you guys have, that's what these streams are for. The beginning of them, again, we spent like a half hour going over everything, and now like the next 30 minutes to an hour are going to be a lot more interactive here with you guys. We haven't taken a look at AMD or Nvidia yet today, though. Dude, I think this one's going to be a big one. Yeah, remember, my covered calls that I sold on this thing when AMD was sneaking up to 200 last year are going to expire worthless, which is great. I get to collect all the premium this month. I was actually thinking, depending on where AMD was, I was going to sell a couple more blocks of shares. Now I'm not going to. I'm going to hold this one. My basis is 0. I own this at $11.39. There is no reason for me to do anything with this position here. Nothing. Nvdia, I mean, I would assume this is looking pretty... That looks pretty bullish. That looks pretty bullish there on Nvdia. So yeah, AMD made some new acquisitions yesterday too, right? It was, what? We talked about that in the YouTube video. Man, I like these streams. We're bringing back, we're going to do these every day, guys. Every day at 10:30, I'll be live with you. Yeah, Sofi looking great today. Twilio kind of flatlining there at the highs, but that's fine. Looks good across the board. I wonder what I'm up today in some of the big boy accounts. Let's see. How are we doing? I would assume really well. with Novo and Sofi and what's AMD doing? Actually, where's Facebook today? Because Facebook is actually my number one holding across the board. Oh yeah, looking good. Looking good. All right, let's see. I always got to do all sorts of, jump through all sorts of hoops to get in here. Not bad. Looking good though. All right. Yeah, market's starting to move up here. We did see that. So remember how we were talking about 6,000 on ES yesterday? We want to see a confirmed move above. We did wick it this morning after the announcement that Trump and Xi were going to be speaking. But we need to see that sustained move. And honestly, it probably needs to happen after NFP tomorrow, non-farm payrolls. Because I do think we could see a lot of volatility on that just based on what we've seen this week when ADP came out. So just be careful, be cautious. I kind of want to hedge some stuff, but also like I don't really need to. So we'll see. You know? We'll see. Anything else coming through the news feed for us? I don't think so. Trump conversation was focused almost entirely on trade. Xi graciously invited the First Lady and me to visit China, and I reciprocated. Oh, that would be good. That would be a positive development. Bank of America Global Research remains its bearish long-term view of U.S. dollar, even as that stance becomes more mainstream. Analysts warn of short-term upside risks, including strong U.S. economic data, easing trade. Yeah, I think Bank of America is going to be wrong on this. I think in the second half of, it depends, because you have to think about it like this. If you actually look at the average time it takes for big trade deals to come through, it's like a year and a half. So the second half of this year could see the dollar kind of chop around in a range, but then have like a slow grind up when these new trade deals start coming out. And then also with these new growth initiatives from the administration. But what you also have to think about here too is Doge was effectively a failure. So this administration is going to now shift from austerity and trying to balance the budget to just run it hot. So that could be very good for equities moving forward, especially with all the new investment that we could end up seeing from these new trade deals. But yeah, I mean, I think the dollar, if you do end up seeing the dollar move back up here, that's going to be a big sign for the market that all of this foreign money that was just like had the highest levels of concentration ever in U.S. assets that fled are now coming back, which is very bullish. Very bullish. We haven't seen it yet, though. That has not happened. Yeah, it's good to see all you guys in here today. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the stream. If you do, hit the like button. Costs you nothing to do it. Helps me out a whole lot. Yeah. Dude, I feel old now. I'm 26. I'm old. It's like my first month being a boomer with you guys. It's crazy. It's crazy. Gerald, up 4.5%, for almost 5% today. Damn, dude. Yeah, you guys in the Discord just keep crushing it, man. Shout out to you guys. That deal I'm offering you guys too is just ridiculous. That's why, again, after this deal, we're going waitlist only. People won't be able to hop in. It's just going to be our tight-knit group. I really like how Twilio looks here. I mean, again, like I told you guys this week, any trades that I take are going to be on the smaller side, just because I'm not really all that thrilled with how the broad market looks. Just from like we need a new narrative, we need new news coming out to really drive price action moving forward after that big V-shaped recovery. You have socks older than me? Jason, you need some new socks, man. Jason, you need some new socks there, but good to see you in the chat, buddy. Jason was one of the students from years ago, became a millionaire. Shout out to you, man. That's awesome. Market pushing here. Again, I want to see what happens with Novo when it taps like 73.80. It was your video last night that made me look at SoFi. Thanks, Vix. No problem, man. No problem. Yeah, I mean, remember, I outlined this one for you guys down at, it was these 2 days here last July. I do want to buy more of this. I do have a lot of cash sitting around still. Like, I'm still, I think, probably 15% cash. 15, I think. Something like that. Which is really high from what I usually have, which is like next to, like in the accounts, which is usually fully invested. But last year, I mean, I was selling a lot of stuff. That cash level, I think, hit 30% at one point going into this year. I was like, I don't really trust what's happening with the market here. We're a little too extended. I think people are getting a little over their shoes. So it's been nice to be able to take advantage of some of these dips. I wish I bought Hood shares instead of selling puts on it at 28. That would have been nice. Can't win them all, though, but we win enough. All right, so market just kind of bouncing around here after the, what do you call it? The kind of initial announcements came out with the trade talks. Let's see. Trump is expected to speak to the press between 12 and 1 p.m. He'll likely share more details about his call with Xi. Ooh. We could be in for another pump. Unless the reporters ask him something crazy, which they might. They tend to do that to try and get him off his toes. But who knows? I think he's going to be relatively positive here. Twilio still looks good. I'd like to see some follow through on this one. Kind of first TP on this one would actually be around like 132, which would be great. Those of you guys that saw that in the Discord, it was just an old alert that fired off here from last week. Sofi looks good. Sofi looks actually epic today. That's a big, how does this look on the weekly? I would assume you're getting a little weekly breakout there. Oh. Guys. That looks really good on SoFi. You're looking real good there on SoFi. So again, you really do want to see it clear 1475, 77 there. But that's looking very, very strong. What's up, Vix? What's up, Benny? How you doing? Yeah, I know these streams are at a weird time, 10:30. I know a lot of you guys like market open, but I mean, I'm live privately for the Discord then, so we can't do that. But every day, 10:30. Fridays, you'll get market open streams because that's like public live day, which is tomorrow. I'll be on at 9:15 with you guys tomorrow. We'll have a lot of fun tomorrow with NFP. But yeah, I'm not really looking to do anything else today. Nailed Micron. Great trade. That's what we look for. Again, less trades, more profits. What are yields doing? You know what we haven't looked at? Bitcoin. How's Bitcoin doing? That does not look good. This Bitcoin chart does not look good here. I think you could easily see a pullback down to 97.7. Up 200% on Micron now. Shout out to you, Ryan. There you go. You don't know why, though? Sometimes there's not a reason, Arthur. Sometimes the buyers just take it higher. I don't see any news on it. I'll give you guys a little tip. If you guys are looking at a stock and you want to find out what the news is, type in $ and then the ticker onto Twitter. And you're probably... It's not... Honestly, it's not as good as it used to be. Because there's a lot of nonsense out there, especially with a lot of these tickers. Because it's sad to say, but like Twitter is probably one of the best resources for financial information and learning, but it's also the worst because there's people out there that are just like, I don't know how they remember how to breathe with some of the things that they say. It's crazy. Yeah, I don't see any news on this. You know what it could be? It could be potential... Is it potential S&P inclusion? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. I'd have to look deeper into it. Yeah, 200% on Micron. Great work there, Ryan. Really good work. Yeah, I'm fully out of mine. I mean, mine were like 230% at open. Then I sold more at like 250, 260%. And then when it hit day low, they were up 170%, and I cut the rest of it. Are you reading my stuff? What stuff? Yeah, Twilio looking good. Novo looking epic. Hopefully you guys have been paying attention. I mean, I dropped this research report for the group right around here, I think it was. So I own it at 62.50. Micron for the win. Yeah, great move there, guys. So again, you guys want to hop in there with us? I'll grab the link for you guys right here. Here you go. Use code June. You get 50% off your first 2 months. It literally comes out to $1 a day. I could charge way more for this, but I'm not going to. I want to make sure everybody that wants to have access to everything the market has to offer does. It's all who you follow. Yeah, but when you are looking at individual names, like, and especially crypto as well, oh my God, it's horrific. It's actually horrific. Warren and Sanders are saying stuff about RKT. Are they? Whoa. No, what are they saying? I didn't see that. Let me take a look. I've never made... In her June 3rd letter, Senator Elizabeth Warren tried to sound the alarm on Rocket's merger with Redfin and Mr. Cooper. What she really did was ring the bell for investors to load up on Rocket stock. Warren warns the combined company will dominate the entire home buying process. That one, I mean, it was taking a while for that one to fully play out, but that one could be a good one. It really is, though, just a rate idea. At the end of the day, rates down, more volume. That is interesting, though, Ryan. Thanks for letting me know about that. Twilio back over 123. I like that. Market's looking good here. I mean, I'm having a really good day here today. Yeah, really strong day today. And no, I'm not going to the playground. I feel like everybody that's like been around for a while knows that reference, but nobody else is going to. Like, I feel like there's still a lot of new people in here. Guys, I used to misbehave. I did have a phase of going to the club, and I used to call it the playground. I'm not going. I haven't been in like 2 years. Every once in a while, they'll text me. They're like, "Do you want to come back?" I'm like, "No." I've done everything I've needed to do there. There was nothing else cool that I could do except for the pizza party. That would have been funny. It's fine. I was younger. You live and learn. Micron still looks great. Twilio looks good. Novo looks good. Guys, everything is looking good here. You just got to be worried about NFP. Still don't know what club it was. Yeah, I wouldn't tell you guys because you guys would show up. I was like, I can't have this. I think I'm actually going to go on this boat, though, this weekend. My boat. It's not my boat. I like to say it's my boat, though. That's hilarious. Yeah, Twilio. That's almost new highs here. 123.36. Yeah, that'd be nice. Yeah, but that's awesome on Rocket. Yeah, those of you guys that are still in that one, those are looking good. That'll work. Nathan, congratulations on the Micron trade, buddy. I just looked at community gains again. Oh, that's... Wait. Oh, yeah, that's good. That's a real good gain there, man. Congratulations, man. 30% of the Amazon pullback. You guys just love to randomly do stuff sometimes. Do you guys ever see me do random stuff? No. I look at one thing. Well, that's, I mean, I look at a lot of things, obviously, but when I'm trading, I have blinders on. Oh, do you guys want to know what the funny thing is too? I see, okay, there's a lot of nonsense out there, and I heard somebody one time say like, oh, I'm an investment banker, and this is what I learned at the investment bank about the stock market, and it's like, Okay, that might work on people that have no idea what investment banking actually is. But like saying that to somebody who like anybody else is just like, wait, hold on. You're gonna tell me right now that you're working on like a lot of these like basically private deals and pushing PowerPoints around all the time, and somehow that gives you any idea about the stock market? Like, what? All right, sorry. We'll tone it down. Guys, investment banking does not have anything to do with the stock market. Like, maybe in one very niche maybe. Very rarely, though. Or like active trading, like they're counterparties most of the time. It's funny, like my buddy, but one of my friends is like, he's a trader at one of these big places, but it's just like execution. It's basically like if somebody were to call the prime brokerage desk and need to execute a trade, their job is to execute it at the best price and figuring out what that best price is. It's not like they're trading. Like, weeklies on Micron? No, I had Junes. I had the June monthlies. Yeah, PayPal does look good. It's just, if you're gonna do it, I would get more time on it. Because you broke this, I think this, it's right at the level that we were talking about. This one does look very good. That's a bullish looking chart there. Very, very, very bullish chart. I can tell you where he works, I think. The JP Morgan traders are asking me what to do in the market. Like, it's just funny. Like the whole, and then we talked about this morning too. Like the whole, like operating in the market is almost purely a psychological game, even though I talk about like trading psychology being pretty useless because it doesn't actually do anything for you. Like I could say don't chase stocks or don't trade 0 DTE randomly, but it doesn't like actually help because you could still do it anyway. The reason, what's actually going to allow you to not make silly decisions is actually the system that you're trading, because if you can fully understand what to expect over time with a certain system, well, then logically wouldn't make sense to do anything else or make those other types of different mistakes, because you're like, well, if I just stuck to this, I have a general idea of what's going to happen, and that result is going to be positive for me, you, everybody. Yeah, ES going for 6,000. It does look good. You did wick it this morning. But I wouldn't put too much weight on ES breaking 6,000 until we get through non-farm payrolls. So like a weekly close above 6,000, I would say is very solid. And we're getting above, I'll show you in the daily chart. You would be getting above this level right here. 6,007 would be pretty big. Yes, I agree. Anytime I think a little bit more deeply about trading, it comes back to less trades, more profits. It's mainly about preserving capital for those opportunities. Exactly. That's why I called the group that. Like, that's literally why. Because everybody can operate in the market the way we do. And it's very simple. I think we talked about this yesterday. Like, if I really wasn't doing this with you guys, didn't want to help you guys with macro, anything else, talking about the market, the investing side, I just, like, it would take me probably 30 minutes every day to do what we do. It would not take very long. Especially if you're trading shares. Oh, you get an alert, you enter, you set your stop, you set your take profits, close the screen. Watch at market open and pre-market for gaps, and that's it. It's simple as that. Obviously, it's a little bit more complicated because you have to know what you're looking for, but that's what those curriculum videos are for. Novo looking good, Twilio looking good here, looking for those new highs. I love it. Let's see here. What? I want to see these Twilios get snappy. You need to get better at that part. I mean, Romeo, I've seen you're really good. Well, the one thing that you're really good at is holding winners. I will give you that. You are very good at holding winners. Like the 5,000% Papa John's trade from earlier this year. That did happen fast. That was a very fast one because the news came out with the acquisition. I got screwed. I mean, they were still up, I think, like 200%, which was good. But since my strike was higher than the buyout and had a longer expiration, I got screwed. Any of you guys with the closer strikes with shorter dated were up multi-thousands of percent. Yeah, that was wild. Yeah, that was a great one. And then, what was it? ELF recently for you guys. Then we had, that was a post, well, kind of a post earnings, not really. That was making it free for earnings. The DG post earnings was really good. This week, Daniel with the Z-Scaler. We talked about that one actually for free in the public stream on Friday for you guys there. That was a really good one. That video used to be out on YouTube, but now it's only for the group. You made 0 trades for 3 months and have now made some of my best trades in the past 2 weeks. Space Trader, that's what it's all about. And I think that's something that people need to come to terms with. I feel like a lot of you guys in here are really focusing on like investing, and we're talking a lot about trading here, which is fine. Oh yeah, Boeing was a really good one too. But it also, these concepts, guys, also tie back into investing. Like it's like my method. I know every single year going in, I'm probably gonna have between 5 or 10 really good, high conviction, high quality ideas. 10 is a lot though. Like for what we're looking for and what we need to see, like 10 really good ideas a year is a lot. Because I have to have, like, Novo is one of them. There's a big mismatch out in the market right now, and I still think this one is undervalued where it is right now. Very undervalued. Palantir was a great example. Sofi at 655 was a great example. Hood in the teens. Philip Morris at 95 was an absolute layup. We could talk about Philip Morris. That was actually the first big research report that I gave you guys. This thing is up almost 100% for you guys with 4 dividends. Right here, boom. This is where I gave you guys the report, and then it just ripped. So what you want to make sure that you're doing is not spreading yourself too thin in the market. I think a lot of new people to investing, to trading the market in general will come in and say, okay, there's all sorts of things happening right now, and I want to do everything. And it's like, no. Slow it down and know the investments that you're putting your money into very well. Like, know what you're investing in very, very, very well. Because when you end up witnessing a lot of volatility here, like even this one had some pretty aggressive amounts of volatility, but like, is the overall thesis changing? How are the revenues? How is that? Like, if you can understand fully what you're actually putting your money into, and it's one of those high quality ideas, you're able to, one, size up because you're using that 3-pillared approach that I talk about all the time, and also have a better understanding of saying, okay, this is a high quality idea. I can put more size into it. The risk to reward is really good, and you're able to navigate these big choppy moves. Pity I missed Micron this week. That's all right, Eddie. We're going to have a lot more of them. Learning not to chase if you missed it. Yes. Never, ever, ever chase. One of the ones that people are talking about here a lot is this one, APLD. I think a lot of you guys either bought this gap or were entering this one down in here. But, like, you never, ever want to be buying these things up here. Here's why. I could say, and this is where you guys are going to get a little bit more of an insight into my thought process, where it's like, okay, the stock is up from these April lows, let's say to here on this big day, 200%. On a long enough time horizon with a large enough data set, if a stock moves up 200% in a month, what's going to happen next? Where's the risk? Like, what is the higher probability move? Well, it's down. Almost in every case, when you see these types of stocks run like this, what goes up must come down. So if you missed it down in here, this one might as well, in my mind, not even exist to me because I'm not going to do anything with it because it's just a chase, and I would not. The way that I describe it is sticking your head into the alligator's mouth and hoping you don't get bit. It's like, well, the assumption is you're going to get bit. So then why would you stick your head into the alligator's mouth? You wouldn't. You would just wait for a better opportunity. You know? Where's Nova? It's all right. Market's looking good. Twilio's looking decent at 123. Just kind of chopping around. Sofi, I think, is still looking great here. Where is that? Yeah, Sofi at 1420. Epic. That's awesome. Chasing is a huge trap. Yeah, Ryan is managing his APLD very well. Trailing stops at 10% on half of the position, the other half at 25%. It's great. You're up well over 100% on it. If it pulls back a little bit, you're good. Jimmy, what's up, buddy? How you doing? So here's the one thing that I will say. I am really not a big fan of any type of options flow. And here's the reason for it. Anybody can do anything on an option chain. You can have things that might lean bullish or lean bearish, but you have no idea if that trade is part of a larger trade. So when people talk about like unusual options activity, it's like it doesn't actually give you the edge that people think it does. Because it's not telling you what you actually need to know, and it's the why. And the why is super important to any time you put capital at risk. Right? It doesn't tell you why they're doing what they're doing. Like sometimes you might see like crazy flow coming in, and every once in a while they might be right. But the people out there that are just like, oh, this is like the best thing, you can see what they're doing, and it's like, okay, you can see what they're doing for sure, but you don't know why. So if I don't understand the reasons why, I'm then not going to do that, because it's like blindly following. Like if I said right now, buy this, and you guys bought it, and then the stock move up left, right, or the other, you're going to be sitting there like, what do I do with it now? And it's like, right, that's like, you don't know why you're doing what you're doing. And that's the important part. It's understanding the why. So, ECB officials expect rate cuts to be paused at the July meeting. Your APLDs are free. Nice. Daily chart moving average plus options. Look for everything to find an edge. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, having it as like a part of a broader methodology, sure. But a lot of people will try and use that as like their only thing, especially new people. Like I've had conversations back in the day with the Unusual Whales account about this, and I was like, oh yeah, like I used the platform a little bit just to kind of see, and I don't use it anymore. And he was like, why? And I was like, well, this is why. I was like, nothing against what you're doing. It's helpful, everything else on the platform. But I was like, it's just not something that I think is a smart thing to be operating based on in the market. So really good day across the board though, guys. Very fun. So I'm very happy that we got our Micron move before NFP, because anything can happen tomorrow and it could get very strange. Also, guys, make sure you guys are hitting that like button on the way in. We're about 14 likes away from 50. Pretty soon, I feel like we're going to be at saying we're close to 100. So thank you guys for those of you guys that did it without me asking. Love you guys. You guys are great. Bitcoin's not looking good. But again, when I say that, it's probabilities. Like more often than not, when a chart looks like this, it's probably going to trade lower. Same with SoFi right here. More often than not, when you see this type of action, I mean, slow grind up after a move down, that's not great, but you did get a nice burst up today, which is good. But it's just probabilities. It's saying, okay, what happens over time with these charts when they look the way that they do? 1,200 indicators don't work, all about price action. Yeah. SPY moving up there. That's interesting. So a lot of it too is, like we talked about yesterday, Jimmy, it's like It's like the behavioral finance element of it, saying like, okay, when certain things happen, what do people, like in general, what do people most of the time do? You can do it both ways though. Like the parabolic short is a really fun one. 1478. Yep. You get through there. The weekly chart on Sofi looks really good. Market's looking pretty solid here, guys. Pretty solid, if I do say so myself. When talking about short interest in RKT, oh god. I honestly don't think people are ever going to stop talking about short interest after what happened in 2021. I think they're always going to talk about it. They're always looking for the next one. And it's just not going to happen. Micron still looks great. Novo great. Twilio just hanging around here. I'll probably keep this one. This is a very small position. I'm literally just risking a little bit of the gains from Micron on this. So this is a good one though. We're looking very, very good across the board today. What are the Twilio's up? 14%, nothing. 10,000 shares today. Well, yeah, Jimmy, you were buying yesterday. Those were some good buys. Again, I didn't really think that it was the highest probability area to be buying, but yeah, good buys there. Very good buys. Market's looking pretty interesting. But again, like we talked about earlier in the stream, guys, NFP is really what's going to drive this around. Which we can do it again for those of you guys that weren't here. Like we saw with ADP this week, when you see like job growth moving down and the market sells off on it, if we do see higher unemployment tomorrow with lower job growth and higher average hourly earnings, which is probably going to happen, the market will most likely move down initially. But I think that gets bought back up if that happens. Never stop learning. Isn't worth the stress. Still day trade if I see one, but the swing system works. Yeah, Matt, it works really well. That's why like I love seeing you guys like come into the group and then seeing your guys' growth over like really a short period of time, like a week or two. We've seen this happen with a lot of people. They'll come in and like after like a week or two, they're like, oh, this setup looks good. And they get all excited about it. It's awesome to see. So again, you guys want to hop in there. It's 50% off your first 2 months with code June. It's literally $1 a day. At the end of this month, though, when the sale ends, it's going to be waitlist only. So we're basically closing it off to the public. You guys won't be able to hop in. So if you guys want to jump in there with us, awesome. We'd love to have you. But if not, you're going to end up on the waitlist after this month. You like swing trading more than day trading? Oh, it's way better. It's way better. EOSE. I think we talked about this yesterday a little bit, didn't we? Yeah, not a great looking chart here. I would have to do some work on it to see. It is at an interesting spot. These 2024 highs. I don't really know anything about this one, so I can't really give a good opinion. Down below the 200 EMA though here, just from a chart perspective, breaking down could easily retest here and head lower. So I'd have to look at this one. You know, I'd have to do some work on it, which I haven't. Yeah, again, I'd love to see Novo in the 80s, man. Those options would start snapping hard if we got Novo into the 80s. That'd be awesome. I like this one a lot. I just like, you guys know how I feel about healthcare stocks in general. So me coming out and actually being bullish on a healthcare stock it takes a lot. Datadog looking really good today. Yeah, congratulations to those of you guys that are in that one. Wow, this one's still going. Again, I told you guys, on this one, if you get that break, longer dated options or a shares trade would be the move there. And if you guys still in this one's cranking. So we've had a lot of really great trades over the last, 2 weeks here. You had the post earnings on Zscaler and DG, Micron, Datadog. What else was there? There was more. It's a lot for like a 2 week period. Being able to sell it open, be up 3.8% on the portfolio. And just type selfless plugs for Fix. Thanks, man. I mean, you guys can hop in or not. Like, it really doesn't matter to me. You guys see the gains that we make all the time. I post them. You guys are crushing it. If you guys want to come in there and start learning, get more of these streams, by all means. High risk, high reward. Yeah, Jimmy, it definitely is. Yeah. I mean, I'm not really disappointed that I sold Micron. I did say, I was like, if they take out day low after the big gap up, and then we hit 2 take profits, I was like, I'll just cut it. Like, might as well just take the rest of the money back. Why screw around with it? Just take the money and run. There's no reason to really screw around. Give me my money back. I'll go find better setups there, like maybe Twilio. Be epic if Twilio just goes. This option chain, these options though move weird. Do you guys remember this Twilio trade in here when it was ripping and my options wouldn't move and I was sitting here banging my head against the wall? I was like, guys, what is going on? And then they snapped big time. That was fun. Nova not really moving. Yeah, market's just kind of chopping around now. Hood looks great. Hood though, again, the issue with this was one that I gave to the group as well this week for a setup. So the breakout here above this high, 67. I think some of you guys are still in it. I don't know if Daniel's in the live chat here, but I think Daniel's still in this one from the group. This was another epic one. Oh, unless Robert is saying, oh, I called out Hood too, which, yeah, I did. That one I did as well. You got Twilio because of that? Yeah, that was a weird one. But when it goes, those options really snap. But yeah, this one looks great. There's potential S&P 500 inclusion this week coming up Friday after hours. If you guys are in any short-term trades on this one, this is a perfect buy the rumor, sell the news opportunity here. Like if I personally was in this trade, one, I'd probably be almost fully scaled out, but if I were holding it into tomorrow, I would not be holding through the S&P 500 inclusion, or if I was, I would sell again, trim some more, and then wait. You know? Because you already are sitting on really nice gains here from this move to the upside, from 67 to almost 76 here, or it did hit 76. So there wasn't, that's buy the rumor, sell the news written all over it. So it still could get added. But again, if you're in it, like I said before, like if you're in a short-term trade, you would have already have had the opportunity to scale out of this one. You probably have had a second opportunity to scale out of this one. If you want to wait until tomorrow and then scale out again and then just wait for it and make your position so ungodly free that it literally doesn't matter, by all means, do it. But don't be like holding a full-size position going into S&P 500 inclusion, especially if you got the good entry where I outlined it for you guys, you know? Like, I would not chase this here. I feel like we're going to talk a lot about chasing on these streams. With investing, with the trading, everything. You don't want to be chasing anything ever. It, like, makes my stomach hurt. Just the thought of, like... That's why I like where we enter our trades all the time, because it's always at the origin of the move. Market not doing anything. Let me check the feed real quick. See if we have anything. No, Palantir. Let's see what we got. End rant. Uh-oh. Oh, shoot. He did it. Somebody's Palantir. Uh-oh. The Palantir account said end rant. That's... Oh, man. I didn't want Clark to do that. Remember how we talked about this? I haven't seen the clip yet. I'm going to watch it after this and get ready for the video for you guys later. Tom Lee said some stuff today. Haven't seen that clip yet, but the YouTube video today will be a really fun one. So again, make sure you guys have notifications on for the channel. Don't miss these. But what I wanted out of Alex Karp today was to have some good bedside manner and not like call everybody stupid, which he might. I haven't seen it. If you guys have seen it, let me know, but I really didn't want him to do that because that's not going to help sentiment. Like it's none of this stuff is going to hurt their revenues from government, from commercial. It's not. What you need to control is these people on TikTok making crazy videos. If you have the CEO come out and just start screaming, like that's not a good look. I haven't seen it though, so. I have a lot of stuff I got to do today. I have a busy day. Yeah, Twilio looks good. Datadog for you guys is looking phenomenal. He's the Trump of CEOs. He's a wild boy. But it's just sentiment. Like, you don't want... It's not that it's going to tank the stock. It's just not bullish. You know? He has no discipline? I don't know about that. I think he's just fired up. He just gets fired up with stuff. So, market's doing nothing. Yeah. Again, after what we did on Micron this morning, those great gains, 250%, there's not much else to do. Twilio, I like. Grabbed this one on this break. So those are up a little bit. I grabbed it a little late because it was ripping a little quick, but it was still within kind of my normal bounds of I'll still trade that. Trump criticizes CBO for not stating tariff calculations sooner. Announced that the tariffs will be reducing the deficit by at least $2.8 trillion. Oh, interesting. Over what time period, though? 4 years? That's interesting. Because I thought we were or no. I got to look at that. Because we have been collecting a decent amount of tariffs. Doge, though, could have gone a lot better. I would have loved to have been a fly on the wall with the Besant Elon yelling match. I would have loved to have seen that. Yeah, I mean, everything's looking good, guys. We do have to be a little worried about NFP tomorrow, non-farm payrolls. That could easily introduce some more volatility to the market just from a macro perspective. But other than that, I mean, things are looking good, especially after that positive development with China this morning. But again, I would still be a little cautious at these levels here, especially with some new big pieces of data coming out. Ooh, we're 8 likes away from 50. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Both sides use the CBO when it benefits them. Yeah, exactly. The whole politics thing, I think we're just getting tired of. I'm tired of it. They're all bad. They're all not good. Not them personally, just because of the way the system works. Wife still won't use FSD. Dude, I don't think I'll ever be able to get myself to buy Tesla shares. I've never owned it. I don't think I ever will. It's just not for me. I just think there's a lot of misdirection in that one. Like, oh, it's not a car company. Yeah, it is. It definitely is. It's an AI robot, this, that. No, car company. Nvdia looking to break? It's not a trade. It's just interesting that Nvdia would move up there like that. Where's AMD? That looks good. Nvdia. Ooh. Ooh, Nancy. Moving. Yeah, there you go. I don't own Nvidia. And the reason for that is because I own a bunch of AMD shares with an average of 1139. So I didn't really see the need to add Nvidia. Tesla got you to quit your job 10 years ago? Yeah, I'm not saying it hasn't performed well. It definitely has. It's just these days, it's not really one that I want, you know? It's still probably going to perform well. It's just, again, I'd rather probably put my money elsewhere, you know? Let's see, what else we got here? What health stock? Oh, you might be behind. Trade Tesla? Oh, I love trading Tesla. Trading Tesla is one of my favorite things to do. I love Tesla. From that perspective, like these trades that I gave out to the Discord, like this break here, 295, that was epic. Remember the 8,000% Tesla trade last year? This one was good. Tesla, like, I was telling you guys back in here, there's like 2-ish times a year that Tesla will give out just an absolutely ridiculous setup. Last year it was this one that we outlined, and this was like Everybody just took a break from trading for like 2 months. We were like, no, we're done. Like this one was like, I remember Wayne came in and hit this for 8,000%. That was nuts. This was good, but I did sell this gap, this one. So I could have squeezed a little bit more out of it. That was fine. And then this one was basically break even. Oh, trading Tesla. Yeah, dude, the setups on Tesla are filthy. They're really, really, really good. But guys, I got a lot of stuff I got to do today. It is 11:45. That is going to wrap up the stream for today. If you guys haven't hit the like button yet, make sure you guys do. Remember, I'm doing these streams every Monday through Thursday at 10:30 a.m. Tomorrow we'll be live earlier because Friday's public live day. So 9:15, I'll be live with you guys here. Again, if you guys want to hop into the private group with us, get the private streams every single day. The access to all of the educational curriculum videos, the full watch list of stocks and cryptos that are about to explode before they do, the pre-market plans, macro research reports, single stock research reports, weekly market research reports. I'm probably missing some stuff because there's so much in there. I'm running the best sale that I'm ever going to run. 50% off your first 2 months with the link at the top of the live chat there. Use code June. And again, if you guys don't take advantage of the sale this month, it's July 1st. We're going waitlist only. So we're closing it off to the public at the end of this month. So if you guys do want to hop in, now's the best time to do it. So team, I will see you guys later in the YouTube video. So make sure you guys have notifications on. That's probably going to come out right around probably at 4 p.m. Eastern. But team, Eastern, tomorrow's 9:30 or 9:15 Eastern, it's just when I start the private streams usually. I just make Fridays public so that you guys can come hang out with us during market open. But usually, like every other day, we'll do these streams at 10:30. So, all right, guys. I will see you guys later. Peace.